Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it reputation. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison the ride. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
of afternoon. It's going to be kind of evening by the time we wrap this whole show up. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. My yesterday was pretty busy. I had a breakfast with a group, and then I had the play date with Delilah, and then we had the live here, and then today, I'm packing up the all the books in the office. I got these, totes. I got these Walmart had like the black and red topped, 27-gallon totes, 4 of them for like $32. Like, that's a steal. So I got a few. I'm cleaning out the office, getting stuff packed up. I'm going to get as much stuff packed up as possible. And then once we accumulate some boxes, then I'll start migrating over to a storage unit just to kind of declutter, the area. Declutter the area. We got a lot of stuff going on. We don't need as much stuff anymore. So I'm just trying to freshen the place up a little bit. But I don't want to get rid of this stuff because I got a lot of money into this stuff that we've got around here, right? And books cost money. And before, I know that once upon a time, books were king, and now we got the internet. And it's like, who wants to read a book when you can go to ChatGPT and have it take you right to where you need to go and what you need to say? At this end, I'm just saying. They're gonna be, featured one day in a museum. So I'm just keeping my, options open here. And they're very, very, very heavy. Books are freaking heavy, folks. I don't know why the heck we didn't think of something sooner than books. Good gracious. All the back problems us folks have now. The kids don't have any idea what that's all about. Anyways, it's nice to see you all. I see Melanie up in the chat. Eeyore Blues, thank you for my love. All the love you guys showered with me with this morning. Melanie saying happy Sunday, Betty. Delilah Mods in chat. I hope everyone is doing well. Sending love to all. Don't forget to hit the like button for BHB. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. We got Melanie, Sadie, Eeyore. Also saying safe travels. If you don't know, I'm leaving. I'm going to be going to Tallahassee. I'll be in Tallahassee leaving Monday. Tallahassee Tuesday, Wednesday, coming back Thursday. So very interesting. I'm very excited for it. So we'll see. Hey, Jekyll and Hyde. Peggy, it's nice to see you. Our beautiful Eeyore, thank you for the love. I love it. Another one of our prayer warriors here. Let them 66. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's Sunday is great. Prayer warrior. ICE is out there hard working to keep us safe. Amen. We need to support our troops. Absolutely. Pray for them. Support them. It's nice to see you. If you guys don't know what channel you are on, if you're coming through here, by here, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. But we're definitely supporting ICE in this situation. We believe the people that are out there, if they're protesting peacefully, we always support peaceful protest. This is what this channel has been founded upon, right? But you go out there and you're committing crimes. We do not support that. We denounce that. We believe violence has no place in America. Actually, violence has no place in this world, but there are violent people out there. And what we do with violent people, we throw them in jail for a very, very long time, depending on their crime. And if their crime does rise to a certain level, well, we have DP in this country to take care of that as well. So I'm hoping that people calm down, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So it's nice to see you, and thank you all that are here and praying for this country. We need prayers. We absolutely, without a doubt, need prayers. Evan Baby, thank you. I just want a big shout out to you and your mom. I appreciate everything you guys have done for this channel. Denise, it's nice to see you. Deanna, Sweet Jenna, Show Poodles, it's nice to see you. Mama, oh, look at that, the real I see you. Is it really? Should I pinch myself? Yeah, I need a pinch. Is she really here? I don't think I'm daydreaming. It's nice to see you, love. I hope you are doing well. I haven't seen that grandbaby in a while, just saying. I think you're withholding a little bit from the true crime community. Just saying. It's nice to see you, Sassy Granny. It's nice to see you, Candace. 1988 Truth, Sweet Jenna. Hello, my loves. Hello, Mama. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody? True Crime Junkie, Reba, Freeside. Hey, it's nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing well. Doris, hey. Aw, Betty fan, it's nice to see you. Unicorn, nice to see you as well. I think we got everybody. If I didn't, I really do apologize. Oh, Cinderella, it's nice to see you, love. So, guys, we got a lot to go over today, okay? And it's not going to be, it's not that the normal fluff that we're here, And we're coming a little late, so I apologize. But as you guys know, I'm Bullhorn Betty. This is the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Show. We are the Coffee Club. We are a true crime channel, a victim advocacy channel, and yes, we are conservative activists who believe in law and order, and of course, national sovereignty and the Constitution of the United States. And I think a lot of people have been taking all of this for granted. A lot of the people have. Not necessarily the people in my chat, but we've seen it around the country. We've been dwindling for a while. Today, we're going to talk about what's happening in Minnesota, not through the emotional propaganda, not through activist talking point, but actually watching the statements being made, comparing them to reality on the ground, and asking very basic questions. Who's telling the truth, and who is deliberately inflaming chaos? I want to be very clear from the start. I do not agree with Minnesota leadership. I do support President Trump in enforcing federal immigration laws, and I believe what we are witnessing here is dangerous rhetoric from elected officials that is actively escalating tension, encouraging confrontation. People were showing up with firearms at the ICE facility. This is getting ridiculous. Misrepresenting law enforcement activity, among many things that they are doing that I find reprehensible. We're going to walk through this carefully. I want you to listen closely because words matter, especially when they come from governors, mayors, and political operatives. Let's start with the Minnesota governor himself, Tim Walz. And then we'll further discuss.
What's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans, kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process. Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good. We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming. That's a direct threat against the people of this state, who dared to vote against him 3 times and who continue to stand up for freedom with courage and empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest, even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be defending law and order, justice, and humanity while also caring for our families and trying to do our jobs. So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough. Let me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you to hear as you watch the news and look out for your neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail. You're angry, I'm angry. Angry is not a strong enough word, but we must remain peaceful. Second, you are not powerless, you are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger. Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans are going to be relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help. Witness. Help us establish a record of exactly what's happening in our communities. You have an absolute right to peacefully film ICE agents as they conduct these activities. So carry your phone with you at all times. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans, not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. The third thing I want to say to you tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever. Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will reclaim our communities from Donald Trump. We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors, and we will bring an end to this moment of chaos, confusion, and trauma. We will find a way to move forward, and we'll do it together, and we'll not be alone. Every day, we are working with business leaders, faith leaders, legal experts, and elected officials from across this country. They've all seen what Donald Trump is trying to do to our state, and they know their states could be next. And that brings me to the fourth thing I want to say tonight, Minnesota, how incredibly proud I am of the way that you've risen to meet this unbearable moment. But I'm not at all surprised, because this is who we are. Minnesotans believe in the rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who you are, or who you love, or where you came from. A place where we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors, and we look out for those in the shadows of life. We're an island of decency in a country being driven towards cruelty. We will remain an island of decency, of justice, of community, of peace. And tonight I come before you simply to ask, don't let anyone take that away from us. Thank you, protect each other, and may God bless the people of Minnesota.
Okay, well.
Packages and why.
Well. What an interesting clip. I did not interrupt. I know it was very hard. Many of you guys couldn't contain yourself. Imagine Bullhorn Betty. I'm just saying. All right, you guys just heard that in full. I didn't even interrupt. Not one time did you hear me pause it. I wanted to make sure his statements were on the record for each and every one of you because I love you guys so much. I do. I always seem to stop him right at the perfect time, don't I? I don't think I could find a more perfect stopping point in this video. I'm just saying. Bullhorn Betty still got it. Still got what it takes. I'm a baby. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, love. I appreciate that. So anyways, guys, you guys know how I feel about old Timmy, Timmy boy. Okay, you guys know how I feel about old Timmy boy. Okay, I'm not really fond of him. But you notice how Governor Walz does here. He doesn't provide verified numbers. He doesn't cite affidavits, warrants, or any court findings. You guys notice that. Didn't cite anything. What we here in the true crime genre refer to as those receipts. And in a situation like this, when you're basically calling for, civil war, we like those things called receipts just to check out. I mean, I'm open-minded. I mean, if we're wrong, we're wrong, got to fix things that are broken, right? But in this case, I'm not feeling that. Instead, he uses emotionally charged language designed to provoke fear and outrage. Words like kidnapping, occupation, organized brutality, armed masked agents, neighbors of color, right? Unmarked van. Those are not legal descriptions. Those are activist slogans. Activist slogans. And here the most dangerous part of what he says is, I want to hear this, because he instructs citizens to film federal law enforcement, to create databases, and to bank evidence for future prosecution. That is not leadership. That is incitement. ICE agents operate under federal authority. They do not conduct mass kidnappings. They do not randomly detain U.S. citizens. And if any officer violates the law, there are already mechanisms for investigation. What Governor Walz is doing is something else entirely. He is preemptively criminalizing federal agents while emotionally priming the public for confrontation. You know what that's called? It's called an insurrection. And when you combine that rhetoric with street-level unrest, you get exactly what you're seeing next. Now, this is the National Guard's news clip of what's going on in these protests in crackdowns in Minnesota.
Minnesota National Guard is on standby after a tense and forceful standoff in some frigid temperatures. So you're looking at two sets of demonstrators with opposite views on President Trump's immigration crackdown and the shooting death of Renee Good. They confronted each other as temperatures hovered in the single digits in Minnesota this weekend. This comes as the State Department and the Department of Justice has launched an investigation into Minnesota Governor
Jake, he was almost ripped from limb to limb live. Like, we're all watching it. He got stabbed in the head. He had to go to the hospital. And nobody can say, oh, well, he was insightful. He has a right to be out there and peacefully protest. He wasn't burning anything down. He wasn't hurting anybody. He was using words. And even if you didn't like the words, I don't like hearing people say F ICE, right? But we're all forced to listen to it. But the minute you put some opposition out there, they wanted to kill it. Violently mob it. Make them fear using their words. And of course, the leadership in Minnesota, including Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Mayor Frey, gave an order to stand down. They wanted that to happen to opposition. I want you guys to understand the gravity of their conduct. So again,
Guard is on standby after a tense and forceful standoff in some frigid temperatures. So you're looking at two sets of demonstrators with opposite views on President Trump's immigration crackdown and the shooting death of Renee Good. They confronted each other as temperatures hovered in the single digits up in Minnesota this weekend. This comes as the State Department and the Department of Justice has launched an investigation into Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and the mayor of Minneapolis, exploring whether they impeded federal immigration enforcement through public statements that they've made.
And they've made quite the public statements, have they not? Pretty insightful public statements as well. So Minnesota National Guard is on standby, not because ICE is out of control, but because protesters are escalating. Two opposing groups, tension, cold weather, physical confrontations. And now we learn the Department of Justice and the State Department are investigating Governor Walz and the mayor of Minneapolis, Mayor Frey. Hello, Patty. It's nice to see you, love. This doesn't happen casually. That doesn't happen over nothing. This tells you that federal authority is deeply concerned that the state and local leadership may be obstructing federal operations and contributing to the civil unrest. Let me take a poll in my chat right now. How many believe that the leadership is fomenting this unrest? If you believe leadership is fomenting this unrest, please put a 1 in the chat. If you think this is organic, this is just the people, put a 2 in the chat. If you think it's something totally different, put a 3 in the chat, but I think it's going to fall under 1 and 2. Most of these will, in my opinion. So we have a lot of 1s in the chat. Lots of 1s. So this is, at least I have to think that we have a lot of average Joes in here, And I know for a fact we do have people that do not vote like me in our chat, okay? You guys have sent me emails. So I know, and I see some of you that have sent me emails in my chat, so I know. So there are some of you that don't think like me, that don't vote like me, that don't have the same ideology as me, and you guys are still putting 1 in the chat. That should show you guys right there how many average people really do blame Minnesota leadership for all of this chaos. We're not believing it's Donald Trump or ICE agents, because these things don't affect us. Think about it. What is ICE going to do to me? What are they going to do to you? Are you here illegally? I'm not here illegally. So this is not any of our fight. We got nothing. We got no dog. And not only that, don't tell me that the people from the Democrat Party really care, because a lot of them rely on benefits and welfare and entitlements. And I can guarantee you, when they are hearing that somebody is stealing their money, their entitlements, where they're having to fight 10 times harder and still never making it because Joe Blow down the streets robbing the fund blind, trust me, they got problems with that. They ain't standing in the way of getting these people out of their area. Why? Because they're taking their federal funds away from them. Okay? There are a lot of people in this area that relied on those funds. They literally stole food from babies. Like, it doesn't get any more deplorable than that. And you've got asshats out there in that road, protesting to keep those people that were literally stealing money out of babies' mouths. I don't know how to justify that. Not only that, the people that they're arresting, have you looked at their criminal records? Like, they're accused of R-ing children frontwards and backwards, folks. I can't tell you how many names were listed on the list. These people are out there wanting to keep these people in the country. People like me want them gone. People like you, believe me, want them gone. Okay? We don't want those type of people around our children, around our families. Tell me, let me ask you this. Let me go with a 4 and a 5. With a 4 and a 5. How many of you guys, well, let me ask you this. 1, if you guys have seen who has been arrested by ICE, let me ask those. So if you haven't seen who they've arrested, if you haven't seen a list of the type of monsters they're picking up, then don't answer. This question is not for you. This is only for the people that have seen what is going on out there. So if you have seen the type of monsters that ICE is picking up, 4, you don't mind being neighbors to those people. And 5, you want them gone too. So 4, you want to be neighbors with them. 5, you want them gone. Go. 4 or 5? Are you a 4 where you want these people to stay and cohabitate with you? Or do you want these violent thugs out of here? Because the people I've seen on these lists are pretty scary people. And if you guys need, go to my X account. I can't say the kind of stuff. You guys just heard me frontwards and backwards. That's about as good as I'm going to be able to get here on YouTube. Okay? Ard children frontward and backwards. If you can put that together, you can figure out what I'm saying here. Okay? These are horrible people that are doing horrible things. These are not your local guy that's just cooking in the back of the kitchen, okay? That's just, these people are really, really doing horrible things. And this tells you federal authorities are deeply concerned about state and local leadership, maybe obstructing federal operations and contributing to that civil unrest, like I was saying. This is not about immigrants versus citizens. This is about whether elected officials are using their power responsibly or weaponizing fear for political gain. Now I want you to watch this.
Cam Higbee is live on the ground in Minneapolis. So Cam, what's cooking tonight?
Well, they've started 2 fires just behind me to keep them warm. It's currently 9 degrees. They're still out here. They've also stacked cinder blocks. Not going to keep yourself warm with those. And they're just out here every night. Last night, they tried to pull the fence down surrounding the federal building. They walked through the gate. Eventually, it was locked. It's not good.
Please tell me you haven't seen any women holding babies, please.
No, but the other night when they broke into the hotel that they believed ICE was staying at, I saw lots of toddlers and small children that they brought.
I hope that they get the photos and the videos from that and go and take those children away. If any parent, because you got to remember, this is the party that doesn't mind committing, basically homicide of the womb up to the day of delivery where a child can take her first breath, okay? We're talking about them not having really care in the world for their own offspring. They're disposable, so to speak. And now you've got them using them as weapons in this crusade that they've got against ICE and literally taking them where they can be gassed, where they can be hit with freaking rubber bullets. These people are insane. And they're using babies to shield themselves. How sick is that? You know where I learned that for the first time? In Iraq. In Iraq. They were using kids to walk up to, the military, and they would be strapped with kabooms. Right? That's the first time I ever heard people doing stuff like that. And now we got people in our own country doing third world country shit. I want to put that in perspective. We went from a respectable country to a third world shithole. How do you do that? Oh, that's right. You import the shithole. That's right. How did I guess? Oh, I'm so sorry. Better get back on script. Wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Out to a legitimate riot in the middle of the night with tons of violence.
Do these women, are the kids in strollers? What do they have them in, like one of those little swings?
Good gracious.
Sometimes they have them in strollers, but the other night I saw several small children just being walked around. And I mean, these are kids that are, this big.
Oh my God. And the fathers are
walk.
dads there?
No fathers.
All right, so it's no dads, it's moms, and they're bringing kids. That's insane. And how cold is
Sick.
it? It's 9 degrees?
9 degrees, folks.
It's 9
That's-
degrees.
that
It's
is-
between 8 and 9.
Okay, so what's
Okay.
the energy tonight?
Let's
is
stop.
it more of a...
We're from the true crime genre, okay? How is that? I want some of these hate channels to justify to me how that's not child abuse. Can somebody tell me how that is not endangering the life of a child? One, the temperature alone. The temperature alone. Never mind bringing him to some place that has had rubber bullets, gas, pepper spray, pepper bullets. We're from the true crime genre. How in the hell do we have mommies and daddies okay with this kind of behavior? Why do we not have public officials going in there and taking those children from those mommies and daddies that endanger their child? Because if they're willing to endanger their child for this, God knows what else they have been willing to endanger their child over. I'm just saying, this is a telltale sign that somebody needs to be taking note of, no? Just saying. I'll let you guys be the judge. I'll let you guys. There's gonna be coffee club jury at the end of this. We're gonna take a jury vote. So stick around for the jury vote to have your voice heard. Okay, stick around. Stick around. Let's keep going. We're not done yet.
A hardcore crew, kind of the Antifa people, or are there women out there as well?
Well, women have found their place in Antifa. There are definitely Antifa types out here. Many of them have passed right by us. They wear their paint gas masks and their balaclavas. Those people are always out here. The difference in the crowd is always day and night, literally. So during the day, it's still a very vicious crowd, but at night is when you start to get like groups of Somalis coming in, and it seems that they just don't really care what happens, and those are the kinds of people that throw a lot of stuff and stuff like that. When Nick and I got our Jeep attacked, they had pre-frozen water bottles. Ooh. So the water bottles were frozen ahead of time and then thrown at our Jeep.
Wait, so you were under attack? What happened?
A couple nights ago, Nick Sorter and I were out here, and we were in our Jeep trying to keep a low profile. We only came out when there was clashes between protesters and federal agents, and they surrounded our Jeep, forced us to drive through the crowd. Nobody was hit, luckily, but they were throwing frozen water bottles and rocks at the vehicle, and they pulled their cars out in front of us, just like Renee Nicole Good did to those ICE agents. They blocked us from the front and the back.
Oh my God. All right, well, you guys got to behave yourselves, stay safe, don't get into too much trouble, but you're doing an amazing job documenting all of this stuff for us, so keep at it. We appreciate it, Cam.
Thanks, Jesse.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
Now let's talk about the reality. Not speeches from behind a podium, but boots on the ground. You just heard an independent journalist describe fires being set, barricades being stacked, federal buildings being targeted, vehicles attacked, frozen water bottles and rocks thrown, and children brought into riot zones at 9 degrees at night. This is disgusting. Disgusting. This is not peaceful protest, as we all know. We know that this is extremism. This is violence. This is insurrection. It's reckless. It's dangerous. Bringing toddlers into a violent demonstration. This is not about community care. This is child endangerment. Child endangerment. Notice something else? The governor tells people to film ICE, but says nothing about protesters attacking journalists, damaging property, or surrounding vehicles. This silence is very, very loud, is it not? And as we all agree here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, at least the majority of us, we agree that it is Walz, it is them that is inciting all of this violence. It's them. It's them. Let's take a look. If it's still up right now. Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't on here. Sorry. Let's see if it's still up right now. If it is, we'll play it. Let's see what we got going on here. I've got a live link. If we can't get it live, we will go ahead and find something else. Looks like the person has already went back. So let me find another live. We do have Minnesota. Let's see if we have another live link. Okay, here it is. We got one. This guy's been out there for quite a while, right there. I've been watching him. And then we'll go into another live link. They were out there being loud. Let me get the volume going so you guys can hear what's going on.
Is this in your neighborhood?
One of my guys, we are in a chat group in WhatsApp. There is no sound. Today, you see the snowing? They went to, what do you call a trailer? Community home? I don't know where that is. And that was them today.
Yeah.
They went after somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is no sound. Right. I know that they got in the video showing some of the plate number. Yeah, I just messed up.
Right.
Oh, that's who you got into a fight with. Yeah, I got into a fight too yesterday.
I was playing with him. I told him, yo, bro, I'll whoop your ass.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a watching Dunlap one, and I saw you there. They were live. They came here. Like, oh, he came on.
We're at Whipple Federal Building.
I'm trying to be out as much as possible. The problem is I keep getting interviewed by people. They want me on their podcast. They want, you know, I'm gonna be all over TV. That guy's a public.
She's a white girl. She just.
I seen.
You wanted to talk to me up here. Who's want to talk to us?
Give me a second, guys.
These are dying. I didn't charge.
To me, you know what? Yeah. To me, this isn't about. I know you got kind of yelled out of here yesterday by the wolf farmer. He was acting like an asshole.
Yeah, that guy.
You were here calm. You were just talking to people. So that's that's a good thing.
I'm a conservative.
Yeah.
And I voted for Donald Trump. He ran on a secure border and mass deportation.
Right.
And I think you guys here are maybe a little upset with the process. I think what the media's been putting out there and what your local officials have been saying and Tim Walz has been adding to the problem. People are over emotional.
Guys hear that?
Well, I'm out here because they're arresting American citizens. It has nothing to do with immigrants at all. I went to the Renee Good Memorial to check it out with my wife, and she walked around and she was taking pictures up front. And I stayed.
Is that the memorial where the accident happened?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please pin my Venmo, please. The P did it. Please pin it. Any means, if you have any means, please donate. It's going to the American Union Alliance community. All the donations or supporting supporters.
But his girlfriend got taken, and I go, what was the deal? And he showed me the video. Her windows got busted out. She's a white woman, American citizen. And that is what got me spurred to come out here, because I have been seeing. And you weren't out. Did they release anybody yesterday? They used to be releasing people, and they'd walk from there all the way down here, and they'd talk to the crowd. And I was interviewing. I interviewed over a half a dozen people.
I think I'm finding another feed. I'm trying to check it out now.
And every single person that came out was white.
I can't tell whether these are pro or anti, Trump measures or whatever the case may be. I can't figure it out, So as you guys see, it's still pretty rowdy. This is a live feed right now coming in, and you see people going in and out. I can't tell, it sounded like there are a mixed bunch of people out there, people that do support President Trump, and people that do not support these initiatives. I support them. Most of the people in my chat support them. There are a few that do not like it. And, at the end of the day, I understand, but the majority of people, we are a country of majority rules. And there are just some times that you're just not going to get your way. And at the end of the day, everything has been skyrocketed, our food, our housing, everything. This is a result of this mass migration, illegal migration into our country. As you see, the more and more people we're pulling out of this country, you're watching rents drop. You're watching groceries drop. You're watching all this because we're no longer giving, billions of dollars away in food subsidies to all these illegal, driving up the people that don't have those food subsidies through the roof. Our costs are going through the roof because of supply and demand. They're taking all the supply. Okay? You guys understand the concept here? There's a lot of reasons why I don't like this. You want to come here, you pay your dues, you don't get on the tit of the government. Okay? If you're on the tit of the government, you know what? There's things that can be out. If you're disabled, you're disabled. Okay, life just gave you some bad apples. You make the best of it, and hopefully you can live a happy and sustained life, right? But most people, they are struggling because they can't find good jobs. They can't afford, and so they get more money by being on the tit of the government. It should never be that. People should have the dignity of being able to go to work and being able to have nice things and being able to support and live their lifestyle. And that's not happening right now. And that is the failure of our government. okay? It's not the failure of we the people. Because seriously, we've got money. Look how much money just got stolen from us, okay? So there's no question whether we have the cash. We've got the cash. The middle class is paying the money. The money is being mismanaged by our government. And we're all going without because of it, okay? And that's what we need to understand. And this is why we need the bad people out of this country that are robbing us blind and doing horrible things to the American people and then laughing in our face to boot, right? The whole, oh, you got to put up. No, we don't. Okay, I don't know if you know about America. I don't give a rat's ass what the Constitution say. If a lot of us Americans come together, guess what? We're going to get our way. Why? Because at the end of the day, our country is based upon the majority rules. So all we have to do is all agree, and then it's done, okay? And trust me, we're all about to start agreeing that nobody that doesn't belong in this country can be in our government, okay? You're about to see a lot of changes in that because of this abuse. It's not that there are people that don't come here. I've met a lot of people that support Trump that came here from other countries that are true blue patriots. And because of the abuse of what just happened here and the attempted takeover of America by outside influences is going to change the dynamic of America forever, in my opinion. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to be impossible for somebody from other countries that move over here and be naturalized and become part of our country, even the ones that assimilate, even the ones that love America. They're never going to be able to serve, and they will probably be some of the best service people for our country, but they will never be able to serve because of the abuse of what people have done. And it's sad. But I can see that because of this abuse and because we can see how now, based on our laws, another country can literally transport people into America and take over our country based on our laws. Trust me, that's going to scare the Democrat and the Republican Party. They're going to put guardrails in. Believe that. They're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. You know, they're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So it's going to take a while, but I can promise you it unfortunately, I have a funny feeling that we're going to end up not allowing anybody that is not an American citizen to run, unfortunately. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I want you guys to also see this now that we're done with the live feed. I just wanted you guys to have some idea of how busy it is out there for the live feed. This is how barbaric it's gotten. Listen to this. Anti-ICE leftists. Can you guys see that? Okay, perfect. You guys can. Anti-ICE leftists just stormed St. Paul, Minnesota church with Don Lemon, another demon child. That is beginning of what, this is the beginning of what is going to happen. Mentally deranged. These people have no boundaries. They're using a church to vouch for child, horrors and murderers. You cannot make this stuff up.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And
you look at that. There's not even a whole lot of people there for the size of their community. This is not even a whole lot of people for the size of their community. So this idea that a whole bunch of Minnesotans and people that are in this community want this to go on, this is full of crap. And again, if this was so popular of a decision, why are they having to transport people in on buses? So now we're reaching a point where the masks come completely off. A church, a house of worship, stormed by activists, along with Don Lemon. Churches are supposed to be sanctuaries. They're not supposed to be props for political theater. They're not shields for radical activism. When churches are used to legitimize lawlessness or shield criminals, that's not compassion. That's moral corruption. And this is what happens when leaderships tell people the government is their enemy and law enforcement is illegitimate. You create Armageddon, folks. And that is what the leadership out there has done. This is what they have done. And lastly, I want you guys to understand what our president is saying about this matter. I think he kind of says it best. Really, he does. Because I think this is the question all of us have been asking or wanting to know. ICE is removing some of the most violent criminals in the world from our country and bringing them back home where they belong. Why is Minnesota fighting this? Do they really want murderers and drug dealers to be ensconced in their community? The thugs that are protesting include many highly paid professional agitators and anarchists. So these people are being paid. Is that really what Minnesota wants? The crooked government, Congresswoman Omar, who married her brother, don't mind it because it keeps the focus and attention off the $18 billion plus fraud that has taken place in that community. And they're on it, he says. But at the end of the day, why is there so much going on in Minnesota? And I have been watching. I went back because I haven't paid attention to Minnesota. People and their community members have been screaming about this for so long. And they have been punished and demonized by this radical portion of their community into silence. They've been arguing about this for years. They've been saying that they've been robbed blind for years. This is nothing new. I'm watching stuff that happened 4 and 5 years ago that everybody ignored. 4 and 5 years ago. It's just a shame, folks. It truly is a shame. President Trump is doing exactly what a president is sworn to do: enforce federal law and protect the nation. Border security is national security. Immigration enforcement is not cruelty, and restoring order is not tyranny. What we are witnessing in Minnesota is not an ICE problem. It's a leadership problem. When governors inflame, when mayors obstruct, when activists riot, when children are dragged into the chaos, the federal government has the duty to step in. The American people deserve safety, law enforcement deserves support, and lies dressed up as compassion must be called out every single time. Coffee Cup, stay sharp, stay informed, and never let the propaganda replace reality. Because that is what it feels like. That is what it feels like. Folks, I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me for this kind of special news bulletin. The ICE riots are still going on. There's still clashes with law enforcement. It's still very, very violent. It sounds like you have a more calm, peaceful protests. More so loud, albeit, but it seems a lot more calm during the day. You know, it kind of feels like Quentin Simon, amplified, obviously, amplified. Like, I don't want people thinking that, you know, the night crew of Quentin Simon were monsters, because they weren't. They were loud. They were more engaged than we were during the day. And you know, I think that's kind of what it is over there, but it's on steroids, because now you have the Somalis coming out and really wreaking havoc, because they've got nothing to lose, right? The Somalis don't care what they do. They don't care what they wreak havoc, because we just turned off their spigot of finances and we're kicking them out of our country. So they literally have nothing to lose. And so they're sowing chaos at night in that area and being very, very violent. And of course, you got some dumbasses and mentally deranged people that are also engaging in some of that chaos, right? So we're going to do the best we can to kind of break this down. I'm trying to stay fairly scripted so I can keep middle of the road, even in light of the conservative Republican that I am. I'm still trying to be realistic here. But before you guys leave, I did some research, and I want you guys to hear this. I got to find out which one I did it on. But I did some research, and I wanted to read this to you. Where is it? Really broke out some stuff. Okay, here it is. This is what I wrote because I had just heard that Illinois and Minnesota sued. Let me show you. Let me pull this up on the big screen. Give me just a second. Don't leave, guys. This is pretty interesting. I think you guys would like at least like to hear this. Hold on. Let me record because I want to have this for the recording. And this is okay. Illinois and Minnesota file suit. So I learned that Minnesota and so let me pull these up for you guys. Give me just a second. Okay, here we go. I might have to readjust it. It's not pulling up like I needed it to. There we go. Might have to readjust this just a little bit. So Minnesota and Illinois file lawsuits to kind of stop whatever Donald Trump is trying to do with the ICE agents in their community because they are theoretically a sanctuary state, right? Both of them are sanctuary states, so they are ripe for the attention of the Trump administration and, of course, the Department of Homeland Security and their operations in getting these illegals out. So I wanted to find out, what is their authority? And I thought that this was pretty freaking interesting. So I'm going to read this all to you. This is factual information. You can do your own research if you so choose. But Minnesota and Illinois are not claiming the power to nullify or shut down federal immigration. They're arguing that the way federal agents are operating in their cities violate the 10th Amendment, anti-commandeering limits, and other constitutional and statutory rules. Under current doctrine, federal immigration enforcement is clearly within federal power, but states can refuse to assist and can challenge federal operations that they are arbitrary, corrosive, or infringe on their sovereign functions. What this lawsuit actually says, both states accept the federal, so they accept, not accept like, anything but, accept, A-S-S-E-P-T, they accept the federal government has authority to enforce immigration laws. So in this lawsuit, Illinois and Minnesota both acknowledge, because it's much, and the reason why I'm making it a point to say this is because they are publicly telling their folks that ICE has no authority to do what they're doing. But here in the legal document, they are actually saying they understand they have the authority to do this. You guys get that? So they acknowledge that that the federal government has the authority to enforce immigration laws, including civil immigration enforcement by ICE and Border Patrol. Their complaint focuses on the surge operations, Operation Metro Surge in Minnesota and Operation Midway Blitz in Illinois, that allegedly involve militarized raids, warrantless arrests, use of chemical agents, and tactics that disrupt local policing and public safety systems. That's alleged. They frame this they frame this not as you can't enforce federal law here, but as you are conducting enforcement in an unconstitutional, arbitrary, and state commandeering way that the courts should enjoin or limit. And my thing is they've created this vacuum that forced the agents to do this. But let's talk about it. So the 10th Amendment and anti-commandeering, the Supreme Court case, New York versus United States, Prince versus United States, and Murphy versus NCAA, holds that the federal government cannot commandeer a state officers or legislatures to administer federal regulation programs. I don't think that that's what they're doing. That means Congress and the executive cannot force state and local police to carry out immigration arrests, hold people on ICE detainers, or spend local resources running federal operations, even though the feds can enforce federal law themselves. This is the legal foundation behind sanctuary policy. States cannot block federal agents from enforcing federal laws, but they can decline to help, and they can structure their own laws and budgets accordingly. Can a state block federal agents? No, a state cannot lawfully nullify federal immigration statutes and physically prevent federal agents from enforcing them. So when you incite a bunch of protesters to hold the line, that is, in my opinion, in legal opinion, I truly do believe that's a violation of law, and they are preventing federal agents from enforcing federal law. So this is the supremacy law clause, gives valid law enforcement priority over conflicting state laws. So that means federal law is supreme in this matter. What the Minnesota and Illinois suit asks for is more limited injunctions against specific tactics and surge, like roving patrols, warrantless civil arrest in sensitive locations, alleged use of excessive force, and against operation conducted over the objection of governors and mayors when those operations allegedly commandeer state systems. Illinois is particularly alleges that for decades, federal immigration enforcement operated in the state without major disorder. It's because it was every other judge or every other president but President Trump. They've never acted this way. They've never not cooperated. When Obama, the deporter in chief, they all helped him. They didn't obstruct his enforcement. Only Donald J. Trump's. There's a theme here. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. And I think America's getting sick and tired of it. So pull your heads out of your asses, get your heads back in the game, and let's get this done. But I truly believe what we're witnessing is an insurrection, and I think Donald J. Trump needs to go in there and just get this under control as quickly as possible, and let's get this done. Let's get this enforcement over and done with. Let's get these people out and on their way out of our country, and let's get this country back to finding its happy equilibrium again, because right now we're not doing it, and the money that's being funneled in for these protesters are ridiculous, and we're getting sick and tired of it. And you know what? Where's the funnel for the conservatives, right? Why is it always they have these funnels for all of these monsters, but not for the good people? Like, hello, federal government, conservative groups. We need to start having some, protest funds and security funds for the conservative movement. If you want to try to counter this peacefully, we got to have some resources. How in the hell does the Democrat Party, when everybody's freaking on welfare, have this much money to do all this crap? Please make that make sense to Bullhorn Betty. Please make that make sense. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another. Don't forget, I will be going live very early in the morning. We will be talking about a true crime case. We will be following up and keeping you updated on what's going out there in Minnesota. And of course, if there's any insurrection that's called, it sounds like we're tiptoeing very, very close, folks. That's why we're covering this so closely, because we are literally knocking on a civil war door. And I don't want it to go that way. I don't think any of us want it to go that way. But it's starting to become scary times. And I think at this point, everybody needs to keep their audience informed of what's going on around this country until things start settling down. Okay, you guys need to be safe. Just because this is going on in Minnesota does not mean that you are not in danger. There are crazy crackpots all over this country. So please stay safe. Please be vigilant, folks. Please be vigilant. And if you see something, say something. This is a great time to start speaking to your sheriffs and police chiefs and getting involved in your community so they know you. You want your polices to know you on a personal level, because when Armageddon's coming, you want them to think of you first, don't you? I'm just saying, strategy is key here. Strategy is key. I just thought I'd let you know if I could get you guys more involved in your community, you know? When the apocalypse hits, you know, they'll be thinking of you. They're going to be like, oh, no, we got to go over there to Oven Baby. We can't leave Oven Baby all by herself. She's such a great woman. We love her so much. Unicorn, well, we love Unicorn. She always shows up to our meetings. We want to make sure that we keep her. We got to go take care of her, right? Guys, get involved. Get involved. Trust me, as much as my county commissioners roll their eyes, they wouldn't know what to do without me, because I make life interesting at the BOCC. They'll be like, oh, we gotta go get Betty. We gotta have a loud mouth. We gotta have a loud mouth. We can't replace old Betty. We don't know what we're gonna get next. At least we know what we get with her. Let's go save her. Let's go save her. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. I appreciate your love and support. It will go to a good cause. We have a lot going on. We're going to be, if you guys have not been paying attention, we've got Tallahassee here. We've got Alec Murdaugh the middle of February. We got Sebastian Rogers at the end of February. We got Tom Massey and me setting up groups from the end of February into the beginning of March. We're going to be out there in the field. Would you like to say hi to everybody? You know, you pulled your shirt off almost. Come here, let me get your shirt fixed. You got one arm out, one arm in. Oh, there you go. All right, say hi. Say, I love my mommy. She's ignoring me, so I had to come here and make sure she heard me. It's getting kind of cold out there. See, I'm going to Gamsey's tomorrow. And I hate it. I've already been around here. Mommy was acting weird. And I started seeing her pack up, so I knew. Hey, nudist, I know she was trying to pull out of her. She was trying to get out of her clothes. Me and her kind of matching. Well, we got the same color on. But I do have a matching shirt as her. But I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing supercalifragilistic kiss my acidosis. It's a Miss Robin shirt. I'm just saying. So she's been kind of clingy because she knows she's seeing the you know, it's kind of hard. She sees me packing. We're around each other nonstop. She's just sitting. We're around each other nonstop, so she knows my routine. So when I'm outside of my routine, she starts getting whimpery, clingy, and whiny. And so that's what you're seeing. She's even shaking right now. She's like, Mommy, don't leave me. Please, Mommy, don't leave me. I love you, Mommy. I love you, Mommy. And then I take her over to Gramsci's house after she whines the whole ride there. Then she gets out and she forgets I even exist because she's playing with Binks. So it's one of those things. I can't wait to kiss her. Aw, Gamsey. Say hi, Gamsey. I'll see you tomorrow, Gamsey. I was going to say stay the night. I know you asked me to stay the night, Mom, but it was one of those things because I got to pick up Glenn. Glenn's riding with, so, he's just whatever, And so it didn't work. It just didn't work out. But I'll get her over there and dropped off. I don't know when. I'm thinking before noon. I know that. Between 10:30 and noon. 10:30 and noon. He's a political activist with me. So, yeah. Actually, if we got people in Sarasota and Manatee County, reach out to me because I'm gonna have to put some of you guys to work. We got Glenn to elect. As a matter of fact, we got to get him elected. So if you're from Manatee County or Sarasota County and you want to help me on a political campaign, please reach out to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I am not being involved, but I'm feeling everything. I'm just like, we need door knockers. We need people to go get some stuff signed. We got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. So reach out to me if you guys are in Manatee County or Sarasota County and you'd love to help Bullhorn Betty. Reach out, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. bullhornbetty@gmail.com. We're doing a lot. We're not going to be able to help Minnesota, but it's too far away. But we are going to go into Kentucky and try to help some Kentucky folks, okay? And we're going to be in Tennessee and praying that we get a little Tennessee time going, So we'll see where we're at. All right, guys, don't want to bore you with the details, but we will be back. Don't forget, watch my videos. That's the way you can support me over the next 4 days. I'm going to try to go live with you tomorrow morning early so you guys can say hi to me. We can get some information on some cases done. Then Tuesday, you guys got a 30-minute video. I'm going to try to work on the part 2 tonight and get that set up for later that day, or I may set it up for Wednesday, and then you guys will see me on Thursday. I will be back. We'll do a live Thursday evening when I'm back from Tallahassee, and we'll just give you kind of like a play-by-play on what we did in Tallahassee, how everything went, what I learned. If I can record some stuff, I'll record what I can record. This is new to me. I don't know what to expect. I would love to say this is what's going to happen, but I don't know. Okay, I really don't. This is going to be all very, very, very new to me. But it's going to be a great opportunity to get my feet wet in Tallahassee. And many of you guys know I'm kind of potentially looking at that place for, my future, where I'm going to, because I feel like the stuff that I'm doing here in Manatee County it's a lot of work, but a lot of my issues are so much bigger than my county. And I feel like I can't get all the stuff I want to get done doing the work that I'm doing here. I feel like, I need to get up to Florida. I need to get my feet wet in Florida, and we got to start getting ourselves to DC. That's the ultimate place we need to be, is in DC. That's where we'll have the most impact in all of this world on these children's cases, on law and order. It's going to take a while to get there, but that is where we've got to go, right? If we really want to do something, that's where we've got to do. And you got to remember, I'm an activist. I don't get paid for any of this work, right? We don't get paid. This is stuff that we do from a labor of love, And but it's activism that's really needed across here. So if you guys are ever in a position where you could volunteer time to your community, please, please, please do. Please do. Please do. The world needs you, okay? And I mean that. I mean that with every piece of me. The world needs you. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. God bless, guys. We'll see you soon.